I had people, not just ladies. I would say hello to them in the morning. I would ask them how things going, and every now and then someone would break down and cry. Again, not just the ladies. Then it's like, okay, come on in, close the door. What's going on? And 99% of the time they would tell me. It takes a lot of comfort and a lot of courage for someone to reach that level with their manager. But I think anyone can get there. So long as you give them, um, so long as you make them feel that there's no ulterior motive behind it. What you want to do is that you want to get to know them as a person. And that's absolutely positive. They're not a number, they're an individual. You will get to know them. And as you get to know their strengths and their weaknesses, then you'll be able to have a more effective team. Because that way, you're not going to ask a slow person to go running. You're not going to ask a fast person to just sit there. You're going to be able to use them for their qualities. So simple, huh? You know, my old mentor, he would always tell me, most people don't fail at complicated things. Because the complicated things, you know that they're not easy. So you're going to spend more time thinking about them. You're going to spend more time solving that problem. But the easy things most people won't get right simply because they're easy. So they either skip it over thinking that, well, I don't need to do this. That's too easy. They forget because they're distracted by something complicated, or they think that it's so easy that it's not important. But see, in this conversation, we've talked about three things that are very easy. And the foundation of anything is built on easy. You don't want to build any foundation that is complicated. And it's good because we're in software. So that statement is exponential in reality and in consequences. You always start with the easy stuff. And if you can get easy right, and you can always get easy right, then you can attack the more complicated stuff. If you're not successful, it's always been my philosophy that you're focusing on the complicated stuff and you forgot about the easy stuff. And because you're forgetting about all the easy stuff, all the good stuff that could happen and move forward because of the easy stuff doesn't. And then you just rely on the complicated stuff. And let's be honest, those things are not easy to get right in the first place. So chances are you're not moving forward at all. When you're stuck in the hospital for 12 days, you have a lot of time to think. And for at least a couple of those days, I didn't have a computer, I didn't have a laptop, I didn't have a tablet. My wife had to bring those things to me because I was going completely crazy because they wouldn't even let me go to the bathroom. Because unfortunately, I had damage to my lung. So they had to connect me to stuff that was eventually connected into the wall. They didn't want me to risk going to the bathroom and having that stuff come out or get stuck in the door. So that's how boring it was for me. It was just literally sit there or lie down and you can't move. And also the humility to accept that, I was in a situation where I needed help. And I was always Mr. Independent. There was one night where it took everything out of me to press the button to call the nurse. Because since my left side was completely demolished, I had this bed sheet that rolled and ended up in my back, but it ended up exactly where I had some broken ribs. And I could not sleep. They gave me drugs to sleep. They would give me at the beginning injections every 4 hours to help me sleep. Basically, they would give me morphine. And even with the morphine, I couldn't sleep because I was in too much pain and too much discomfort. So Mr. Independent pressed the button, called the nurse, and went like, "Can you like help me solve this problem, please?" And she was like, "Why didn't you call me earlier?" And it's like, okay, there's a philosophy, and you learn from that. I still have some learning to do, but lessons comes from everywhere. And if you can put away all the electronics for a little bit and get bored, magical things happen when you get bored, because that's when your brain really starts to think and really starts to imagine and see situations and explore possibilities. So these lives that we have where we're always busy, it's not good. We're not improving our intelligence because of it. It's a detriment. So yeah, every now and then, put everything aside. No TV, no electronics, no nothing, not even a book. And just sit there for 15, 20 minutes every day and just think. Think about anything, but just think and let yourself be a little bit bored. And yeah, magical things will happen and your stress will go down. Any problem that you will encounter anywhere, it always starts with the beginning of the solution always starts with something easy. Never complicated. Start with that step. Also, if it's the wrong step, it's the easiest one to reverse.